What's up, guys? It's Peak Reacts, and I am back with another video. Today, I am going to be previewing the Duke's Mayo Bowl between the Wake Forest Demon Deacons and the Wisconsin Badgers. This will be Wednesday, December 30th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Now, before I hop into the video and the preview and the prediction, I would just say trust me. I'm recording this video Christmas night, December 25th at about 11:26 p.m. and I'm 7-0 right now. 7-0 in my picks. So all I'm going to say is I would trust me with the picks. That's all I got to say. Looking at Wisconsin first. They went 3-3 on the year. They had a very up and down year. They finished third in the Big Ten. So they started off 2-0. They started off 1-0 with a very convincing win over Illinois 45-7. Then they had 2 games canceled, and they had another very convincing win over Michigan, who we thought was pretty good back then, 49-11. And then they lost 3 straight, 1 to Northwestern, 1 to Indiana, and 1 to Iowa. And then they finished with a win against Minnesota. So a lot of that is just the circumstances with Wisconsin have been very weird this year. Obviously, like I said, they had the opening impressive win over Illinois. Next 2 games were canceled because of Corona. And then they had a rescheduled game against Minnesota in the year. And in that game, they were missing their 2 leading rushers, 2 top receivers, and a starting left tackle. And quarterback Graham Mertz took a hit to the head in that game. That was obviously the last game of the year against Minnesota. They ended up winning 2017. And he left the game. So not the typical season for the Badgers and not the typical way to end the season. But this is still about to be their 19th straight bowl trip. And they're going to need to win if they want to avoid their first losing season since 2001. So some big motivation to win there. And then another 500 team, just like Wisconsin, is the team they're playing, Wake Forest. They went 4-4, and they finished 9th in the ACC. They started off the year 0-2. They had to start the year against Clemson. They lost that game, obviously, 37-13. And then they lost a big, close game against NC State. Had their game against Notre Dame postponed. Then cranked off 4 straight wins to go to 4-2, including one over Virginia Tech when they were ranked at the time, and then lost a shootout to UNC in a very close game, and then also Louisville. So they finished the year 4-4. The last month of the year did not go the way, or last month of the season did not go the way Wake Forest wanted to. The Demon Deacons had coronavirus issues, so they had to go nearly a month between games. And then their game against Florida State, scheduled, which was going to be December 19th, was canceled because of coronavirus issues with the Seminoles. So they've only played 1 game since November 14th, and they looked rusty and disjointed, and that was what Coach Dave Clawson feared. But they obviously want one more opportunity and to play, and the question is, how do they respond? Is it going to be a storyline to watch? And they're going to be led by quarterback Sam Hartman. Hartman threw for 1,906 yards on the seasons and 10 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and that was in 8 games. And obviously the highlight of the season, even in the loss, was coming against North Carolina when they lost 59-53. Hartman and UNC quarterback Sam Howell put on an absolute show. Hartman threw for a career high 429 and 4 touchdown passes. So that was his game of the year for sure, even though they lost. And then he had a streak of 258 straight passes without an interception, broken against Louisville in the regular season finale in a loss. So that was his 1 interception on the whole year. So he's really led this offense, and they have looked very good this year with him at quarterback. His go-to receiver is Jaquari Robertson, who has 54 catches on the year for 795 yards and 5 touchdowns. So he's the guy he wants to find the most. And then key players for Wisconsin is the running back trio of Jalen Berger, Garrett Groshek, and Nakia Watson. We're going to have to go with all 3 because we don't know who's going to play. Berger and Watson did not play against Minnesota, and so we could see a lot of Groshek, but they could easily be back. Berger and Watson have combined for 458 yards and 4 touchdowns, while Groshek, when they were both out, had the game of his life against Minnesota with a career-high 154 yards. So they really lead the run game. It's a run game that averages about 171 on the year, compared to Wake Forest's 169, and then passing wise, 187 for Wisconsin and 265 for Wake Forest. Wisconsin's quarterback, obviously Graham Mertz, the highly touted recruit. He's thrown for 1,100 yards this year, 8 touchdowns and 5 picks. We thought he was going to be. He was even in Heisman conversations after his first game. He was 5th in Heisman odds at one point this year. Obviously, that's gone down because he's really struggled throughout the rest of the year. But it's a team that's got a very good defense. They only give up 15 points a game. So that defense is what is going to lead them to a win. Wisconsin only gives up 15, while Wake Forest averages 37. So it's a matchup of the strength of Wake Forest's offense versus the strength of Wisconsin's defense. Wisconsin's favored by 7, but I think Wake Forest covers, and I think Wake Forest will win outright. I've got Wake Forest winning this game. I trust Sam Hartman more than I do Graham Mertz. Graham Mertz has not looked good in past couple games, and Sam Hartman can really get the ball around to his weapons, and I think they'll just score more points than Wisconsin, frankly. So I got Wake Forest winning this game, and that is the Duke's Mayo Bowl. I would pick Wake Forest if you want to go undefeated. Comment down below who you think is going to win, if you think it's going to be Wisconsin or Wake Forest. That'll be it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.